Welcome, my friends, to a special early edition of the Overwatch Console Multi-Tier Tournament, brought to you by CGL. My name is Bull Skunk alongside ChefBilly, and we're here starting off week 2 here at our Multi-Tier Tournament. It was a fantastic week 1, a lot of great matches, excited to see what this week brings. Billy, what do we got in store for the people today?
So we are going across the pond, ladies and gentlemen. We have got a Tier 4 matchup of 2 EU teams here in our multi-tier tournament. We have got Oblivion versus Family Therapy. Don't we all need that? Anyways.
Which one?
Wow. Which family are we talking about? So what we're looking at today, so Oblivion is coming in 1-0, coming off a 3-1 win versus Kaibe Tier 4 last week. And then Family Therapy took the 3-1 win over AP Jags. And we were talking about this before the cast came on, that they're going to be playing each other quite a bit since there's only so many teams in the Tier 4 EU scene. But I'm expecting some really good play today. New map pool today, also here in week 2.
New map pool, new hero bands. Yes, sir.
Yeah, new map pool, new hero bands. We can go ahead and discuss that as we go into Busan, one of my favorite maps. You know, it's really good. I love it because you can run three different tank lineups, and the DPS obviously is going to be severely limited. My goodness, the hero bands are horrible. There's no other way to put it. Man, Diva, McCree, Soldier, Sombro, Widowmaker, and Baptiste are our hero bands, and oh my god, it's nasty. It's nasty.
This could certainly be the week of Farah. With no doubts there. And right out of the gate, we are seeing a little bit of Farah coming in on the side of Family Therapy. We're going to be in the red jerseys here to start us off. Looks like they're also bringing a little Ryan Zarya to the table. Doomfist will be the other accompanying DPS there for the side of Family Therapy. On the other side for Oblivion, Ryan Zarya in the tank lineup as well. But we're going to get Ashe and Tracer to put the hurt down.
Absolutely, I'm excited. I'm excited. I got to get a little swap real quick, but yeah, I'm very excited to see what is going on here. Ryan Zarya, yeah, I think that's going to be the dominant tank line here for this week, other than maybe some Orisa Sig if the map calls on it.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. I expect to see a lot of Ryan Zarya as well. It is going to be Family Therapy taking first position. Control coming up with a nice pick with that Farah, open things up. And a one-man advantage here for Family Therapy is they've got their feet on the point, and they're going to get capture progress started for us here directly after a little bit of cleanup. Nice 3K coming from Cotrol on this Farah.
Yeah, very good aggress there. Nice positioning. Having that Mercy pocket always is a wonderful thing when you are a Farah, and with no hit scan really to have to deal with other than Bastion. Yeah, this is going to be a very Farah heavy.
You got to watch out for that Ashe, though. Nicky Boy coming in with a nice headshot. Making way up to the high ground. Puts down some TNT up there. But D-Dub on the other side. Dropping that Coalescence. Finding a pick in the res coming through on the Farah. So advantage swapped here. And it is back to Family Therapy with the 6v5. Res does come through onto the Ashe. Or, excuse me, onto the Ana here for Oblivion. As they're looking to push in here. Who is going to turn and pick the Farah out of the sky. That's one way to do it. If you don't have the hit scan in the mix, just use your support. Nice charge coming through from Hungry. It's going to land onto the opposing Reinhardt as they're going shield to shield. And it is going to be Hungry coming up with the goods on that. Reinhardt down here for Family Therapy. And that is going to be Oblivion's cue to move in here and get aggressive. Just a lone Moira trying to stall things out for as long as possible. Valk thrown in the mix. I think they might want that support ult back.
Oh, yeah, definitely. That was a very ill-advised Valkyrie. Even though she did get the res up on a DWHS, this is actually... they probably got another good 8% of progress on the capture, so maybe not so bad. Maybe they're going to swap over to something else.
And I mean, it wasn't, stall for as long as you can. Certainly nothing wrong with that. By as much percentage on that clock, it limits the amount of team fights you have to win in the future.
Yeah, I'm always told by my coaches to die on point, so...
Yes, sir.
I guess that's what they did. Die on point!
Well, we got Earth Shatters available for both sides. Here comes the Graviton Surge to start things off. Barrage coupled with it coming out of Cotrol. It's going to find one. Stratos coming through with a second. Nicky trying to counter back on this Ashe, though. Picking off 2 from the high ground. Yet another Coalescence coming in on the side of Family Therapy. but I'm not sure it's gonna be enough. Oh, that Doomfist coming in to try to challenge the high ground does find that kill, and the Coalescence finding the kill onto the Mercy, so no res available here, and it does look like Family Therapy will get this thing swapped right back over.
Man, Willis on this Doomfist right now is absolutely cleaning clocks, taking high ground, and taking the Tracer mid-blink, or right out of a blink, so yeah, that was absolutely huge from him.
Yeah, great cleanup coming through on the back of that. I missed the kill on the Tracer. I'm glad you caught it. That's sick. That's sick. Now he's going to go in, throw in the punch, but the bubble is on the Reinhardt, denying the damage coming through from the Fist. Graviton Surge coming out here from Oblivion. That's going to find 2. Doom goes down. Ash goes down. Reinhardt with just a speck of health left. Somehow Stratos still manages to survive. No, does not escape. Hungry finally chasing down that kill. And this will be Oblivion moving on to point. After a bit of cleanup here, they should get this thing swapped back over. But 98, probably 99% on the board here for Family Therapy.
You know, the DPS, the DPS for Oblivion, once they get their feet set or once they get people in their sights, they are absolutely lethal. I think that the aggression that's coming out of Family Therapy right now is kind of denying their game. And if you notice, both teams have swapped off the fire because I think that the Ash options have definitely worked in their favors, going for a bit of a more brawly comp, even though I'm not sure, you know, if the Tracer right now is working, because she's had 2 pulse bombs so far. ER on the Tracer and has not landed a single one other than hitting Reinhardt's shield twice.
Well, now both teams coming back in with Shatters. Still another Coalescence. I feel like DW is getting Coalescence every fight. Here comes the first Shatter out of Family Therapy. That one blocked, landing on nothing but the shield. Now Hungry going to try to throw his in the mix. That finds Burnout on the Zarya. Coalescence coming in from Oblivion as well as they look to try to clean this thing up. And as their percentage is approaching 93% here, we are in last fight territory. Burnout does have this Graviton Surge online. As Family Therapy trying to come back in. The Reinhardt for Oblivion went low, but he manages to get that kill. A little help from ER on that Tracer. Picks up another one onto the Moira. The Zarya taking herself out of the battle, and it is going to be Oblivion coming up with a 199 win here in our opening round.
Man, you would not have expected that coming out of the first round for the first couple of progress points there. It was a quick flip from Family Therapy to Oblivion, then Oblivion back, and man, there in the end, Nicky Boy on this Ash is absolutely clicking heads, throwing in a very, very decent bob and just creating havoc on the point. ER does retain some honor there, getting a couple kills in the very end to get it to 100 to 99. So good plays from both teams. This is going to be a barn burner. I think there's no love lost between the two teams. As I saw in the captain's chat, yeah, there's a little bit of good-natured smack talk going back and forth.
Oh, you gotta love it. You gotta love it. And with this intimate division that is Tier 4 EU, I mean, I could definitely see some rivalries being born here today that will carry through the entire season. Does look like Family Therapy coming back out on the Rens. They're going to bring Reaper this time around. Help with that close quarters brawl. Taking the high ground approach, pathing around, trying to catch members of Oblivion off guard. They're just going to rotate down onto the objective. Maywall coming up. Try to deny the retreat from the Reinhardt, but he's able to just barely squeeze by. And it is going to be Gregolis coming up at first pick on our Moira here in Mecha Base. For Family Therapy. Oh, now the Zarya for Oblivion caught in an odd position. Although their Moira decided she was thirsty, wanted to go throw herself down towards the refreshing water. In the end, Burnout's going to allow Family Therapy to get some percentage started here, though.
Yeah, I think everybody's going to go ahead and take a dive off the end here and get a quick reset. Only 10% capture here. So Family Therapy has decided to come out with the May now. May Reaper. We saw this meta for a little while in the beginning of the hero ban or in the middle of the role lock. So, man, it's a bit of nostalgia seeing the Reaper May coming out here.
I like it. I like it. I mean, it's, you know, you get those up close and brawly cops, and you know, no one wants to see the same thing all the time. And I think we got a little burnout on it. Oh, we're getting dueling Earth Shatters for both sides, but the Wonder Family Therapy caught all the members of Oblivion down in that small hallway. Willis able to come through with the pick on that. Make that 2 picks here for the Reaper. What a good selection that hero was. And now Family Therapy just chasing down the members of Oblivion. 50% of the board and counting for that team.
Yeah, Coach Rowe put up a massive wall there to deny the retreat of Oblivion there. Man, it was nasty.
Oh, and Coach Roll in a nasty position down here in the hallway. Puts up another fantastic wall to deny that retreat. Oh, and the 2 kills coming through divide and conquer working well for Family Therapy here on Mecha Base.
Yeah, they've got a 4-pack of ultimates ready to go. I mean,
including Blizzard and Death Blossom.
Blizzard, Death Blossom.
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
That's what I'm looking for.
Well, I think that the googly eyes are set and ready because this is going to be an ult extravaganza. Those eyes are going to go wide on everybody. Here comes the Graviton Surge on the side of Family Therapy. A Waldo initially denied up, but it gets smashed down. Gregolas coming through with a nice kill with the skill orb. Stratos finding one as well. We did get Sound Barrier thrown into the mixer for Family Therapy. 96% on the board, counting desperation time here for Oblivion. The Moira able to get back at touch point, but I think it's too little too late. We are tied up here on Busan.
So the aggression. May Reaper coming out from Family Therapy from the get-go. They had their feet set. There was no way that Oblivion was going to path the right way through them. I think in that situation, I think you've got to go underneath. You've got to go all the way left. Something to stop going through the choke of death, because they just had you walled off every time that you came through. And, you know, I think that's a bit of stubbornness from the side of Oblivion, because they had two other, maybe a third way with a Reaper teleport going on the very top and, you know, dropping in behind them. Maybe pulling a Hanzo out, somebody that's able to climb. Something different was required there from from Oblivion. So here we go, tied 1-1. Third point for the first map point here.
We do see the Torbjorn coming out here on the side of Family Therapy as we're heading into Sanctuary. And I think Oblivion needs to make sure they give room for those DPS to work. When they're doing that, they seem to get the kills. Otherwise, the front line of Family Therapy are in control. And if you let this front line do what it wants to do, it's just going to run over you as it is doing Oblivion right here on Sanctuary. I
think that the key to all this, even though the DPS are absolutely fragging out and the tanks are doing a wonderful job too, DWHS actually swapped off off of the Moira that he played in downtown and has gone to the Lucio, and he is speeding people in with these big bulky characters, and they are just cleaning house right now. There is no answer for what's going on right now from Oblivion. They've got to get a complete change of tactics here.
And they're going to swap to Afar to try to do that, see if they can circumvent the ground control that May provides here for Family Therapy. You can see Cotrol already 80% towards that first Blizzard, putting a lot of work in on the Ice Queen. We do have Coalescence available here for Family Therapy as well. Wall comes up to divide the Reinhardt. He has no choice but to charge, and he actually gets the kill with that charge. Backed him into a corner, and he got aggressive. Earthshatter coming out from Family Therapy, though, finds 3. I don't know if the follow-up is going to be there because ER is wrecking the backline on this Pharah. And the DPS line for Oblivion showing up in a big way.
I mean, big exit kill there for Willis onto Hungry. Hungry does get the res up from his Mercy. That's a great change of play there. Even, you know, I kind of scratched my head for a second with the Torbjorn turret, but when you've got Exploit on the Mercy with your pocket, you can go against that turret all day long.
Yes, sir. And the May provides you no trouble as well. Just fly right over that wall. She has to use Icicles as the best option to try to take the Pharah out of the sky, and that is such a tough endeavor. Now we are going to get Family Therapy pathing over through Drum. Pharah taking off that turret immediately, just as you were talking about. Reinhardt's going shield to shield. Okay, nope, Family Therapy opting to back out a little bit, wait for some cooldowns. ER's going to go ahead and throw a barrage into the mix. Finds one. Gets whittled down low. Exploit's doing a nice job of keeping the pocket there, keeping the Pharah topped off, and the pressure from Oblivion will be too much there. They're going to hold on and keep that percentage going.
Yeah, and they've definitely got that Valkyrie available too, so that's going to be a lot of escapability for this Mercy to be able to go around and keep up with the Pharah should she get into a bit of dire straits. On the side of Family Therapy, you've got a good 3-pack of ultimates here. You know, Grav Molten Core could be a very nasty one. So Blizzard Molten Core could also be nasty.
Graviton Surge, Molten Core, you called it, and that's the combo that's going to come out, and they're going to take down Hungry with that. But the Coalescence from the other side there to keep the rest of the team topped off. Nicky Boy finding a pick and trying to equalize. Now turning attention on to the Moira, who's forced to fade out. Nicky Boy trying to get that shot down. Can't quite find the final blow, and now she's got a Reinhardt in the face of that Ashe. And Ashe is going to be forced back on the other side. ER still raining hell from above. Finding a kill onto that Moira in the end. But blows have been traded back and forth here. And Family Therapy have actually managed to get it flipped.
Yeah, I was going to say, in the middle of that big, massive team fight going on there, they actually got the point flipped 77% and climbing for Family Therapy. This is turning into one of those barn burners here, Mr. Spolskunk. I think this is going to be an exciting finish to our map 3 here. Nicky Boy clean up with a 3K. Oh my goodness, Nicky Boy, come forth, young man. You are absolutely shredding this afternoon.
Yeah, so far, very good performance out of the Ash player from Oblivion. We did get a bit of... Stratos tried to solo shatter Hungry there in the midst of that, but he was having none of it. Now we got one last attack here, as it's 83% on the board. The way these fights have been drawn out, I don't see another one happening. This is it right here. Coach Roll with that Blizzard. I think that could be the difference maker, but they got to survive the barrage coming out from the other way. Blizzard going to open things up. Oh, and Hungry caught on the pillar, not able to get out of the LOS, but Jakuri there to save his main tank. What a great play. But eventually Hungry does fall. Bob coming out from Nicky Boy before he drops a dying wish, and Bob doing work, Jakuri doing work. And I think Oblivion have done it. This should be a 1-0 lead for them here.
No last minute contest. Oh, I thought they were going to be able to get there. Nope. The Shadow would have caught them anyway. So big plays coming up from Oblivion, taking Busan 2-1 in an absolute barn burner. Map 2 was kind of a meh. Was kind of a meh. It was a googly eyes. I can't do
Dude,
this.
I can't. It's so good. It's so good. Our googly-eyed Reinhardt coming in with the fatty shatty. No wonder his eyes are all wide.
We will be back with you in just a few moments, ladies and gentlemen.
Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, my friends, to the Console Overwatch multi-tier tournament. We are headed into Kings Row for Map 2 here, this Week 2 matchup between Oblivion and Family Therapy. Billy, Oblivion able to edge it out there. How were they able to do that?
ER swapping over to Farah. There's no other way to put it. Even though Nicky Boy on the Ash was absolutely shredding, I think the swap for Oblivion, ER going over to the Farah is what turned that all around. Yeah, there's no other way to put it. Great support play from both teams. DWHS is actually carrying his team on the Lucio right now, keeping his team topped up more than I would expect from a Lucio Moira combo. But I mean, the speed going in there, the aggression that he's allowing his team to do is what was really carrying them there. And I think that the aerial threat of Farah was what was required. As we said, as I said in the middle of that, they needed to think of some kind of different kind of strategy, and they came up with it, and man, it did pay off in spades. So yeah, I think the Farah is going to have to be put in check here as we go into Kings Row. So that is a good segue for us to go into said map. I'm very interested to see here. We haven't seen Double Shield yet. Either a Ryan Sigma, Orisa Sigma, Ryan, Orisa. I mean, you've got the combos there, especially I think you're going to need the shielding with what is going on the screen, because they didn't have an answer for the Farah. So
yeah,
that's what I think.
Ash seems to be the only real viable option from what I'm seeing so far. I suppose a Bastion could get the job done as well. But as we're heading into Map 2, we'll see if our flying hero continues to reign supreme. And reign hell, for that matter.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
Coach, we're going back over to that Farah here. What do you think of these compositions, Billy?
Well, as I'm getting a chance to look now, because I was answering one of the captains in our chat here, trying to go over a rule. They wanted to make a sub, but we have already started the map, so unfortunately I'm not able to do that. Let's see. Ray Reaper, yeah, that's absolutely the best play. They were so dominant with it on Mecha Base.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Let's get that scoreboard updated for you there, my friends. My fault on that. We jumped right into this guy. Top of your screen, up to date. Meanwhile, the defense of Oblivion getting first kill on to Coachroll, who is swept over to the main tank, playing the Reinhardt here for Family Therapy now. And that's a all-important first pick. Oh, but Hungry drops as well. No more Reinhardt standing here on either team. As they're going to be relying on those Zaryas and Best. Best has just got so much charge going here. All right, Reinhardt coming back in for Family Therapy. They've got a bit of an advantage here. Will they move in? They're getting Lucio back down, rejoin him. I'm expecting a speed burst, kind of push him through Hotel. Where are you going, Family Therapy? What are you doing? Willis tried to put some pressure through Hotel, but was scared off, forced the Wraith form back out of there. Wall coming up, trying to divide the front line from the back. May force the ice block, though, after taking a ton of damage and not much follow-up. Now, ER does finally strike, finding a good kill there. Turning attention onto the Reaper, forcing that Wraith out. And he is gone. Defense holding here, but 2 ticks on the board already for Family Therapy.
Yeah, I mean, they kind of hold up in the hotel over here, trying to deny some of the damage coming in, the ult charge coming in from Family Therapy, and it was actually a really smart move because they were able to marshal the resources, get their Mercy back, who had been picked off first in that first team fight, and yeah, the aggression, they just staved it off. They just said, nah, we're not going to engage that.
Both teams missing their May, but Rez is there here for the defense. Willis coming through with a good kill on a Nicky Boy, the counter back, but on the front line, Hungry takes out the counterpart, Reinhardt, and the tank line of Oblivion are going to enable that team to hold their defense here for just a little longer.
Man, that was a filthy wall coming from ER there on the May, denying Reaper the Wraith to go through the wall, and he ended up just getting lasered down. No game for you, Mr. Reaper. So back to spawn with you. We got about 1:45 here left on first point of King's Row. Looking like a very solid defense coming from Oblivion. A little bit of a nice rotation here, probably going through this other side hotel, and yeah.
Yeah, Reaper looks to be kind of chasing the flank angle here. Okay, Reaper's going up to the high ground. Death Blossom in his pocket. Just looking for that opportunity. He's going to circle up through the top window. He's going all the way back behind him. Oh, this could be dirty. They're not looking for him. They're not ready for him. He's approaching the window. Here comes the front line to keep him dogfight. Here comes the Graviton Surge Dragon. We're going to get Death Blossom into the mix between the combination of the 3. That will do it. Point A will go to Family Therapy here.
Oh, man, that was an absolutely brilliant rotation coming from Willis. Zarya had spotted him up top, but then she turned her focus to the main group of Oblivion that was standing on the high ground above point A there, and they just basically forgot about him. So there could be some interesting movements coming here from Family Therapy, as there may be a flanky.
Oh, yeah, there's a Reinhardt just sitting, waiting with his googly eyes wide.
Stop.
Just waiting for the entirety of Oblivion to walk into those big googly eyes. Okay, he does abandon the strategy here. Goes back to the high ground, loop back around, assumes a more traditional approach as they're just slowly escorting this payload along through Streets phase. Nice anti coming through. It's going to force them back. Earthshatter does catch 3 members of the defense here, but Nano in response onto the Reinhardt. Earthshatter coming out from Oblivion, finds 1, and now both Reinhardts are powered up and glowing like Christmas trees. Nice sleep onto the opposing Reinhardt. Coach Rill is going to sleep off his nano boost, and so far it is a bit of a neutral game. Nice wall coming up, dividing off the front line, but that Honest still able to get some shots in, keep the team topped off. Graviton Surge coming in from the side of the defense, and that is going to tilt the balance. Big ante into the pack, and Oblivion holding on here on point B.
There goes my Gong of Death too. I haven't had one of those here in a couple of matches that we've cast. We haven't had a complete team wipe. That was a huge Graviton Surge coming out of Jakiri, and then the ensuing anti-nade thrown in by Little Beaky just caught everybody unawares, and that was absolutely fantastic play.
Good sleep start things off here for the defense. Looks like Family Therapy oddly backing up here a little bit. I'm not quite sure what they're thinking. I don't know if they're waiting on some cooldowns here, but they're taking things really slow, and they've only got about 90 seconds on the clock here.
Yeah, they've swapped. Willis has swapped off the Reaper and gone on to the Doomfist for a little bit of more mobility, perhaps, ability to get in and out and kind of evade some of the danger that is coming his way.
And they were indeed waiting for that DPS member to catch up. We are going to get a flanking Blizzard coming out from the backline. Charge coming out to try to stop him, but to no avail. Jakiri and Nicky Boy coming up with the follow-through kills. ER did drop, but the res is there. Oblivion back at a full 6-man. And Family Therapy back to the drawing board.
Yeah, I mean, it was a very good try at the flank, but I think that they were ready and waiting for what was about to come their way. Jakiri is glowing right now. She's got about a 50% charge. I think she wants to get a little bit more, but she's already got another Graviton Surge online, almost a 6-pack of ults for Oblivion here. On the other side, you do have that Blizzard and a Graviton Surge of their own. This could be a Y-mashing fest here, ladies and gentlemen. In the back line goes the Graviton Surge.
And the follow-through coming through. Blizzard thrown in the mix as well. And Family Therapy cleaning in house here as they have taken command of streets and will get 2 points on the board. They did use quite a few ultimates to do it. Willis swapping over to that Hanzo as well before that engagement, and I think that was a good swap. And
yeah, I think they thought that the Doomfist was better left back home, and now Burnout Tim has swapped off of the Mei and has now gone on to the Reaper. So now you've got a Hanzo Reaper for the DPS core for Family Therapy. This is looking very interesting. Minute 25 left on the clock.
Ton of shield break here for that team, and they have an Earthshatter online. Looks like they are putting pressure on the shield. You can see that Hungry's cracked. Oh, but the Graviton Surge in defense from the other side. Charge coming out. Oh, the coach will not quite able to escape the Blizzard. He's going to go down. D-Dubs drops as well. Willis counterpunches back, finds a kill on the Hanzo, but the res is there. Back to a 2-man advantage here for the defense. And we're going to get a quick retreat come out of Family Therapy. Just 60 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, and once again, Burnout Tim swapped off of the Reaper and now has gone back to the Mei. So I think there may be a little bit of miscommunication or maybe a little bit of indecisiveness coming from the side of Family Therapy right now.
Speaking of, Dragon Strike coming out just to open things up, but it doesn't find much. Doesn't even really displace the defense. And I think they might have want that one back. You were 62% towards a grab. You could have had that game-winning grab Dragon. And now it is just Oblivion cleaning up here, and the Dragon's thrown to the wayside.
Yeah, and Jakiri with that massive charge with her beam cannon, as I call it, just lasering people down in their hasty retreat. You got 15 seconds left in Family Therapy. What you got in the tank?
One last try. They have Earthshatter online. Both support ults ready to go. Earthshatter coming out first, blocked by its own Mei wall. Oh, talk about a little bit of miscommunication. That is an unfortunate turn of events. Slowly but surely, they still going to try to push around the corner. Bob coming out from the defense. Wall to divide. Coach reel up. And Sound Barrier is there. D-Dub's doing a good job so far, but the Graviton Surge, too much for them to handle. A juiced up Reinhardt throwing his Earthshatter into the mix as well. And 2 points are all Family Therapy are going to pick up here on Kings Row.
Yeah, big anti-nade coming in from Little Beaky into that Graviton Surge, getting everybody that was snapped up in there, and that was just easy cleanup. Man, great defense there in point C for Oblivion, denying the full capture for Family Therapy. Family Therapy maybe needs to get their comms down or something, because there is a lot of swapping going on for their DPS score. There was no time to get any kind of an alt charge, so you know that may have played into Oblivion's hands there. But yeah, I think that there needs to be either somebody shouting somebody down or something, because it looked a little bit chaotic there. Once we got into the streets phase, the Burnout Tim and Best or Willis couldn't decide which DPS hero they wanted to be. Sometimes maybe having a large hero pool can be a curse instead of a blessing.
Well, and with these, hero bans that we are seeing here in week 2, it could be a little bit of just straight trial and error. Did not get the results they were expecting with some of those swaps. The Doomfist comes to mind. And so they're, got to keep trying. I mean, I admire that. You don't want to just beat your head against the wall. But Oblivion, man, they were looking so strong, and they are sticking with what we were seeing there on their defense, as they are going to go with the Ashe Mei here on their offense, with Ryan Zarya to shield them, Merciana to keep them topped off and standing.
Nice little fire strike there from Coach Roy. Actually gets to 26% of his first Earth Shatter, so that's a huge fire strike coming from the big German.
Yeah, well played. Going up on that high ground. Nice move. He's now rejoined his team as the defense of Family Therapy, just sitting back behind Hotel, coming in with a Hanzo Mei. Try to keep their hopes alive here in this match, tie things up. All right. Oblivion getting aggressive, going shield to shield here. Anti coming in onto the Reinhardt. Despite the Moira's best efforts, going to have to wait to get him healed up. It is just slow posturing so far. Family Therapy keeping him in check. Hanzo finds a kill. May's traded out on both sides. No more Ice Queen. Res comes through on the side of Oblivion. But Willis picking heads off here. Finds another with the Storm Arrows. Finds another onto Jakiri. Willis on this Hanzo. Arrows landing true. And no exploits, just sacrificing himself to the cause. What a performance.
Yeah, Coach Roll not to be outdone by his teammate there, picking up a couple of exit kills and just wiping Oblivion all over the little courtyard there in front of the Alderworth Hotel. Couple of blood splats, unfortunately, for the team there. But, we do move on, and we are going to be looking at some positive results here for Family Therapy, as they do have almost 5 ultimates online, all important transcendence too. Gregolas going over to the Zenyatta now.
We did get an
That could
Earthshatter
be a
coming.
very big one.
Yeah, that could be a great change. Earthshatter coming out on the side of the offense now. Nano boost onto that Reinhardt as well. And it looks like they are able to pick up Coach Rule with that and missing their Reinhardt. Family Therapy is going to opt to back out a little bit. Okay, here comes the Graviton Surge with the Dragons, but Transcendence is there. Gregolas showing off that awesome pick. Able to keep the team alive as they follow up on those Dragons, and the defense might be able to counterpunch back here. Oh, Oblivion trying to not let that happen. They're going to go ahead and invest Bob into the mix. It looks like the Ashe kind of flanking around, see if they can pick off those healers. Little Ashe-Hanzo battle. Hanzo winning the duel. And the defense are going to emerge victorious. 97% captured. Not quite enough there for Oblivion.
Nope, they invested quite a few ults there. They actually invested the Blizzard, they invested their Bob, they invested a Shatter into it. So yeah, all of their big playmakers are off the table right now. Burnout is coming up very close onto a all-important Blizzard of his own. So this could be nasty work here. You've got about 1:20 for Oblivion. Here we go, bang a gong, get it on.
Keeping a sharp eye on Jakira here coming in. Graviton Surge at the ready, 75 charge. Early kill from Willis through the hotel, but the res coming through, and Willis down to 45 health. You can see the front line of Family Therapy whittled super low. They throw an Earthshatter in the mix, and it looks like they might be able to edge it out. The follow through there, only 3 members of Oblivion left standing here. They do still have that Graviton Surge in their front line. Are those 2 members standing? They do still have that Ryan Zarya up. And I think a small window of opportunity is here for the offense. Can they take advantage? Pushing in, 100 charge on the Zarya. Here comes the Graviton Surge, wall in defense coming out from Family Therapy, but Nicky Boy, nevertheless, picking up the kill through Hotel, finds a headshot onto that Zenyatta, but counter-punching back. Here comes the Blizzard, but it was too late. They don't contest. Point on the board here for Oblivion.
Yeah, now here comes the exit kills that you are scared to see because the snowball is going to get a roll in. Yep, as I say that now, 3 very late stagger kills coming in for Oblivion. They can probably get this halfway through, if not around the first corner here on the streets phase of Kings Road. That was an absolute nutty Blizzard thrown in by ER. I did not think that he would get his ult that fast, but he actually got a couple of headshots and a couple of very providential walls coming from him. And now the push is on for this team from Oblivion. You've got to think, man, if they can keep this head of steam up, they might be able to go all the way through, but they only have 2 minutes and 15 seconds here on the clock to do it.
Coach Rule taking a very aggressive posture here right on the front. Graviton Surge coming out from the defense as well. The charge from Coach Rule is going to find the Zarya. The hammer lands true, gets that final blow. Now you've got Reinhardt stuck in a corner trying to charge out of there. Finds the kill onto the Zenyatta with that charge, but ER left in the dust and then is ground to dust as the defensive Family Therapy are going to plant their feet here. Nicky, a little last-second heroics. I think it's more of a moral victory than anything.
Yeah, I mean, it was just trying to get out and maybe got a pick on the way out. You know, sometimes you just have to accept your fate and just die.
Never! Never!
I mean, the 2 Ryans right now are just trading fire strikes left and right. No Zarya bubbles to help them. So, man, the charge, the fire strike, the Earth Shatter charge. Oh, big Shatter coming out!
Oh, but Coach Will goes down in the process trying to follow up. Nicky there to keep his main tank alive. Save him through that Earth Shatter. And now Rez coming through onto their Ana. The attacking team back at a full 6-man roster here as they are approaching the very back end of point B. I think we will get a contest coming out there. Oh, Wall may deny that contest. What a great play coming out of ER, and that's 2 points on the board.
And now a huge anti from Little Becky coming out onto the team from Family Therapy. Ryan's shield is very, very low. This could be a snowball from hell if you think about it.
Yeah, just Moira's Coalescence online here for the defense. Dragons and Blizzard not too far behind, though. We are getting a swap. Gregolas going over to the Lucio. I think just for stall tactics, make sure you've got that speed in there so they can contest as long as possible. Willis opening things up with a nice pick. Coalescence coming out from the defense as well. And without their Ash player, it does look like Oblivion is just going to settle for a bit of a reset here. Nice late stagger kill coming from Willis, able to find the head of the May, and a wall to divide off the Zarya. Nice aggression here. Oh, but a shatter coming back from the other side. Is there any follow-up? All your teammates are dead, man. Hungry. Just throwing shatters into the mix.
I mean, he's getting him so fast, though, Bullskunk. He's getting him so fast.
And in the end, it did kind of force the members of Family Therapy to rethink their approach, and they did end up backing out. So Hungry bought the space that his team needed to kind of get reset here. And plenty of ultimates still online here for the attacking team. All 5 of them, as a matter of fact, outside of that Earthshatter. Graviton Surge to open things up. And the Moira is down. Graviton Surge from both sides, as a matter of fact. Blizzard coming in from the offense, and the Reinhardt frozen stiff. And now Oblivion can smell victory standing over that box. They think they've got it here. Are we going to get any last-second heroics? They're so close. This thing inching forward. Coalescence coming out, but it's not going to be in time. Oblivion taking King's Row in a 2-0 lead here in our match.
Whew, big plays coming from both sides. I think the support side for both teams is what carried the match for both of them, even though you see this awesome Graviton Surge from Jakiri for Oblivion. Massive plays coming from all the team members here. And we are going to be back with you in just a few moments.
Welcome back, my friends, to the Console Overwatch Multi-Tier Tournament, Week 2 here. We've got a Tier 4 EU matchup between Oblivion and Family Therapy. Oblivion up 2-0 at the half as we're heading into everybody's favorite map that's in space. Horizon Lunar Colony here for map number 3. My name's Bullskunk, joined by the man serving up 5-course meals of casting, Chef Billy. Billy, what have we seen so far here in our matchup?
Pretty dominant performance from Oblivion. You know, their DPS is thrashing heads right now. I think the tank line may be a little bit better for the side of Oblivion, but on the other side, you know, for Family Therapy, seeing Willis crack heads with that Hanzo gives me a lot of life. Gives me a lot of life for them, and hopefully they will be able to come storming back here. Maybe not necessarily a Hanzo map, though. Sightlines, they are, but I mean, you could run them here. We haven't seen the Indian Queen yet. We haven't seen Symmetra, so you know, I'm kind of hoping that we do see a Symmetra strategy, at least on the first point here.
Certainly very viable.
Yeah, very viable. You know, I just think that there's not much between the teams, though. That's the thing. It's just a click here or a tap there or a res here. I mean, exploits that is playing on the Mercy for Oblivion is getting the work done. And the crazy reses that I have seen her pull off during this match are nothing short of stellar. So big time moves coming from both teams. And, you know, as we go into Horizon Lunar Colony, it is, I don't like the map. I think that it's built so weird. The snowball potentials in this map are just crazy.
Insane.
Crazy insane. And if you bunker up the right way, you can't do crap either if you're on the defense. So it just depends on who is the more aggressive here, who is the more coordinated team. I think this map is what the great equalizer is, I think, because it's going to show you your glaring mistakes. It's going to show you, do you have the coordination to be able to go high ground, low ground, high ground? Are you going to be able to have the right personnel in there during the match? So that's what I think is the biggest thing, is that you have to have the right comps and you have to have the right coordination. Don't at me out there, Chatland.
Well, it looks like as far as compositions, we are going to see some Sigma here on the side of the defense, accompanying the Reinhardt there in the main tank position with a pseudo double sniper Hanzo Ash coming in. And then on the side of the offense, Oblivion starting us off on the attack, so we did get a bit of a side swap, and they're bringing that Symmetra. So maybe we will see those teleport strategies after all. I'm happy.
I'm very happy. People are listening to me here in these matches, Bullskunk, and I'm just very, very happy. Elliot's massive oh my goodness!
That's how you want to start off the map if you are Family Therapy. Killer headshot, no teleports coming through here for Oblivion. and now they're just kind of scrambling back. Nicky Boy trying to push through on the Reaper, make something happen here, see if he can find a kill, but was forced to Wraith form back. And now Oblivion just kind of stuck here at the first choke.
Absolutely, and you've got the...
Willis, DPS duo showing up so far for Family Therapy.
Yeah, and they're just standing up here uncontested right now. They've got a damage boost from the Mercy on Gregalos. And yeah, a couple of headshots, a couple of body shots with a damage boost. You're going to go down if you're a DPS player.
Oblivion coming through this far left side again. They have gone off of that sim. They're abandoning the teleport strategy, going over to the double sniper themselves. Well, at least a pseudo double sniper. As it looks like they're just going to go right upstairs. Nicky Boy finding first kill here for Oblivion, but they do have a res available on the other side. 6v6 back here. Oh, Willis tilting tide the other way, giving the defense the one-man edge, finding the head. But res available there. Oh, but that means the healing's not there for Coachrill. And ER finding that kill. As Family Therapy looking to push up top here, claiming this space. Opening things up here as they look to move on to the objective. Big charge coming through from Hungary. Best goes down. And now Oblivion. It is them who have control of the objective. And Family Therapy are going to be forced to try to take it back from them.
Absolutely, and Willis up here on this Hanzo is laying waste with people. He hasn't got any kills yet, but... Oh, he does go down. So there is a quick take, 5 minutes and 10 seconds left in the time bank. And here comes the aforementioned snowball. Man, this could be very quick if they play the cards right.
Yeah, Hungry already with an Earthshatter online compared to the 53% there for Coach Will on the other side. As Family Therapy, Oblivion path it up through this high ground. Family Therapy going to nano there. Reinhardt, he goes for the charge and knocks Hungry off the side. Elliot's able to clean up from there. Easy pickings for the Ash, and the defense are going to deny this snowball, at least for now.
Yeah, that's a really good use of the nano from DWHS onto Coachrill. Great plays coming from them. Elliot's has actually gotten a 3K here in the little interim. Res coming out from Exploits onto Nicky Boy to get his Ash player back in the game. Pathing down the lower side, Bullskunk, what do you think they're going to do here?
Looks like they're going to the left side. Grab Dragons available here for the offense, and I think that's going to be their win condition. We're getting the googly-eyed Dragons coming out from the other side. Elliot drops to the hands of Nicky Boy, but does get res. Best throws a Gravitic Flux into the mix, and Hungry goes down, holding that Earthshatter, but here come the Grab Dragons. Grab Dragons pick up 2, and I think that might have just opened this thing up like a can of worms here for Oblivion as they're looking to take this point. Percentage building 1 tick already picked up. Willis swapping over to a Doomfist here. Family Therapy looking to contest, see if they can take this thing back. Oh, he goes down. The Coalescence coming out here from the offense as they look to solidify this thing and take it home. Oh, but they have to do it with an Earth Shatter and a Nano Boost coming out from the Reinhardt of Coachrill. And 2 kills coming through on the back of that, and this defense starting to stabilize. Bob coming out here from the offense. As the front line of Oblivion is still standing, and Hungry getting the kill onto his counterpart. Now they're trying to turn their attention onto the stall characters of Lucio and Wrecking Ball, who are in their backline trying to make things happen. Elliot swapping over to the Tracer. Tracer doesn't last long, but does manage to pick up the kill onto the Mercy. Oh, but Nicky Boy coming through on the Tracer. Finds 2, looking for 3rd, looking for Coachrill on that Monkey. Monkey goes down. Here comes the stall as it continues on the side of Family Therapy, but Oblivion just cleaning things up one at a time. They come out of spawn, one at a time. They are sent right back. Wrecking Ball, the latest to come try to buy more time off of this clock, but Coalescence there on the side of the offense. And the focus fire from Oblivion has not waned at all with 2:43 on the clock. There are 2 points on the board.
That was a clinical left side sweep from Oblivion. That was fast. Good grief. And the focus fire coming from not only ER on the Hanzo, but Nicky Boy. And the end, ER swapping over to the Doomfist, but Nicky Boy absolutely clicking clips into the heads of the unwitting Family Therapy side. There was just nothing they could do. Even with the stall, I mean, they stalled it for about 1:45 seconds. So kudos to them for getting the time bank down to what it was. But man, I mean, they went in there with about 5 minutes and 15 seconds, and they got that first stall down to about 4:30. And then, yeah, 1:45 stall. Good stuff coming from them. But now, swapping over to the offense for Family Therapy, they've got to come up with something because they're Oblivion is on match point here. Absolutely. And yeah, this is a big point for them. They've got to put their feet down and assert themselves in this match, or it's going to be a match over real quick.
Yeah, fantastic time set up by Oblivion, and they definitely have the potential to take the 3-0 match win here. Of course, this is a 4-map set, and even if that is the case, we will still go on and play our 4th map, which is Havana here for week 2. But Oblivion, they haven't gotten that 3rd point on the board just yet. Family Therapy here with a chance to equalize, come back on the offense, see what they can do. Okay, they're going to try and opt for the Symmetra strategy here right out of the gate. We'll see if it works a little bit better for them than it did for Oblivion. So far, not able to get planned. Okay, Teleporter is out. They're going to try to make their way to point, but the mines are there. Taking a page out of Decay's book from Dallas Fuel, throwing those mines right onto that Teleporter. And the defense of Oblivion, they are not caught off guard in the slightest, finding the kills here on the defense. Ooh, but a nice exit pick there for Elliot's.
Yeah, the res ability is gone for right now, so Mercy sent back to spawn. Big plays coming from the DPS from Oblivion here, though. I think they have I think they've cracked the code on what they need to do per map. I think they've come in with a very good idea of what they want to do.
Nicky Boy going back to taxi that Mercy, which means the defense are actually at a 2-man disadvantage here for the moment. You can see in the left corner of your screen, they are making it back into the battle. Doofus jumping onto the point, and now I think he's going to go back up and try to pick off that Mercy. Meanwhile, on the front line, Family Therapy pushing right across main, making their way onto the objective. Bubbles used from the offense as they're trying to get aggressive here. Best does utilize that to find a kill onto the counterpart, Zarya. Willis picking up a kill as well. And with this man advantage, they are getting percentage. Going 1 tick on the board. Willis moving up to the high ground. Finds the headshot onto Nicky Boy. Best picking off the Moira as well. And this will be point A picked up here for Family Therapy.
Yeah, very good play from Best there on the Zarya, getting 2 kills in that engagement. Once again, seeing Willis on this Hanzo is absolutely nasty. He is clicking heads throughout all the maps. And then Elliot's the sub coming in during our little bit of an intermission there. He is actually shredding on this Doomfist right now.
Coalescence coming out from the offense. Bob and counter from the defense. As the Reinhardts are right in each other's faces here, just throwing point-blank fire strikes. Bob finally picks off Cotrill. His shield whittled down and finally breaks. Earthshatter comes out from the defense. Doesn't find much. Still trying to put pressure onto that Zarya, who's going to throw a Graviton Surge right onto Hungry, and he goes down. But there was a tire from the other side, picking off Elliot's Jakuri in there with the Zarya, holding down the fort. And the defense here standing tall on point B.
Yeah, absolutely, and I mean they did get a capture point, a progress there.
Indeed.
So they're only going to have to, they're only going to have to do 2 points here to capture the whole thing. Good time bank still, 4 minutes and 25 seconds on the clock, so they still have time to actually get it in there over the time of what Oblivion did. Dragon's coming in from Willis, doesn't pick up a mine, more of a zoning ult, I think there.
Yeah, the Graviton Surge had just been used, so if anything, it was just kind of resetting the timing on that, but no kills coming through. And now they're going to just charge down into death as Coach gets taken out by Nicky Boy. But Nicky Boy, in response, gets taken out by Willis. And then the Coalescence coming through from the offense. 1-man advantage. Rez comes through on the side of the defense to try to equalize back, but Nicky just gets sent right back into spawn. Graviton Surge coming out from the defense. Hits nothing. And a lightning fast time coming through. Don't forget, we got that 2-minute reset now in effect here.
Absolutely, and I mean, they had chances to actually get there and touch the point, and DWHS on the Lucio, booping Jakiri back off of the point, not allowing him to touch and contest the point. Big play from the Lucio player and the captain for Family Therapy. This is some big plays coming right now. I did not expect that to happen as fast as it did. So 3 minutes, 3 seconds in time bank for Family Therapy. They've got a full minute, 3 seconds over their counterparts of Oblivion. And I mean, if you go off the back of what we saw in the attack phase, probably don't bring out the Symmetra. I think they may have learned their lesson.
We shall see. And just a reminder, we did have that rule change here recently. If both teams finish their attack rounds with over 2 minutes in the clock, the team with the lowest time is set to 2 minutes, and that same difference is subtracted from the team with the higher time bank. So don't let that 303 fool you. Family Therapy put that in with 4 minutes left on the clock. That was a monstrous attack.
That was absolutely fantastic, clinical, and the finish and the focus fire going down was absolutely huge from them. The stagger kills, I mean, Oblivion just never got their feet set. there after they made that big egress, with leading out with the Coalescence from Gregolas.
Defend objective.
Oh, bringing out the double shield here in the Orisa Reinhardt on the side of the defense. It didn't look like our googly eyes made it in. Orisa with the googly eyes just cracks me up. I was so hoping to see it.
Stop.
Double sniper composition here on the high ground for Family Therapy as they're looking to hold off the second assault here as we're in extra innings. We are getting a May Ash here on the side of the attacking team, but a nice dynamite comes in, damages the whole team, and the Moira gets taken out. And I think that's going to stall out this assault here a little bit.
Yep, and you've got about a minute and a half to do something here on this overtime period, and they've got to get something together real quick. And Elliot's already 78%, 88%, 90% to his Bob, so that's going to be a huge ultimate coming out for Family Therapy.
And out he comes as the 7th man on the board here for Family. And putting some hurt down. The ante onto the May. She no longer had ice block, nowhere to hide. And now we have Oblivion trying to push in Sans May. Oh, what a huge hole! Fire strike right through it all. Hungry goes down as well. And with just 45 seconds on the clock, we've got to get a reset here out of Oblivion.
I mean, you got 43 seconds, and Willis getting a very good amount of exit kills there. Actually stalling the Zarya. Oh, my God.
Oh, the poor Zarya. Oh.
But smart gameplay coming from Family Therapy.
Very
So
smart.
you've got 30 seconds left on the clock, and now you're waiting on that respawn for Jakiri to come back to the team. Graviton Surge is not even close to being ready. I would pull out a Hammond. Up, there we go.
Exactly what they do. You hit the nail on the head with that one, my friend, as they have to have some way to touch point, and the Hammond's definitely your best option there. He's just going to go right underneath the high ground here. Meanwhile, Willis picking off the Ash, and once again, Oblivion trying to push in a man down here. Earthshatter coming out from Coach Real onto the objective, lands right onto the bulk of Oblivion. Nice charge. Is going to take the counterpart Reinhardt out of the mix, despite the sound barrier coming through from Exploits. He is going to draw up to the hammer as well, and I think we will get a full hold here out of Family Therapy.
Absolutely huge plays from Family Therapy coming out there in the overtime period. So now, 3 minutes, 3 seconds, and that was a 2-minute time bank. So, I mean, they had time to kind of get something together, get some ultimates online, and I just don't think that it coalesced for them, not to borrow the term from Moira's ult, but it really didn't materialize like I think they had it planned out. Also, they weren't running the Mercy, so, you know, there was no res ability available to them.
Yeah,
so I think that kind of stalled them.
Yeah, with that little time bank that they had, I think the res would have gotten a lot of value.
Mm-hmm.
Ready for battle.
But now, Oblivion going on the defense, hoping they can hold on for the draw. And I think it's important to note here, if they do manage to hold on to this draw, that will be a match victory. Family Therapy will no longer have the opportunity to tie this thing up, as we will head into map 4 with a 2-0 scoreline. So still on match point technically here for Oblivion, but they've got a tall order defending for 303. Family Therapy only needing 33%. A lot of threes there in that sentence.
Absolutely, 303 for
for 33%.
For 33%.
Here
Woo!
on map 3.
And yeah, and we got 3 seconds left.
All right. Doors open. Extra innings have begun here for Family Therapy's attack round. And they're going to opt to put Elliot on the Pharah here. I like this move. What do you think? Running in a double sniper could be dangerous.
Could be, but I mean, Nicky Boy on the Ash took care of Pharah on Busan, if you do remember.
And put an early headshot in just there. The Pharah forced to drop out of the sky back into safety. Good rotation coming out of the defense as the pressure is coming through from Coach Roll and company. But their front line drops to the hands of Oblivion. And I think this defense will hold on, despite a little bit of a scattered attempt. It looks like Family Therapy is still trying to put pressure on, but nope, both DPS go down, and that is going to shut down that attack.
Yeah, I mean, very good rotations. They picked up the upper right rotation from Willis on the Hanzo. Actually took a fire strike to the face for his efforts. ER slipping over to the Tracer now. So I think a little bit of a mobility is what they were wanting for their defensive hold here. Minute 58 left on the clock, so this could be very quick.
Yeah, 2, perhaps 3 more attacks for the offense. No ultimates online for them just yet, as we did get those swaps coming out. On the side of the defense, nothing much to speak of either here, so we're still in a pretty neutral fight as far as ult economy is concerned. Big pin coming out on the side of Hungry. Coachell able to pin back into safety. Had to get back behind the rest of his front line there, and Willis going to open things up here for the offense. Finding the good kills, arrows landing true. Nicky answering right back. D-Dubs goes down. Snub on the side of the defense, swapping over to a Moira, trying to get back in this battle. Rez comes through onto D-Dub. Family Therapy back at full strength. Remember, they just need 33% here. $1.18 on the clock. ER picking up a nice kill. Exploits coming through with the Rez, but I still think the defense is in a bit of trouble here. It looks like Family Therapy are in control. Earthshatter solo onto the Tracer. Tracer goes down.
Big Bob coming out from Nicky Boy.
Yeah, I mean, dude, it was down to the wire. There was like nobody left on the point. In the end, the Mercy and the Ash emerge victorious with some help from our friend Bob.
A little bit of dancing going up on top of the high ground here, next to their very beautiful, cute sprays.
Very cute, very cute.
40 seconds left on the clock, though, Bullskin. What do we have going on here? We've got a couple of ultimates ready for the defense here. A Shatter and a Supercharger, all important Supercharger, game-changing ult here. So let's see what happens. We got about 30 seconds. Oh, my goodness.
Last fight for Family Therapy. They have got to get this point or they will lose this match. They used that speed to path through left side, and now it is just shield to shield here in the center of the objective. Supercharger coming out on the side of the defense. Oblivion has a ton of damage at their back. Charge coming through from Hungry. He gets the charge kill, gets the swinging kill onto the Tracer. Jakiri finds the Reinhardt on the opposing side, and with just 7 seconds on the clock, I think this defense has done it. They've managed to hold on for 3 minutes and 3 seconds. They have earned their draw, and with that draw, a match victory here today.
Absolutely. That was just a nutty sequence of events. Big kudos to Nicky Boy on the Ash with his Mercy pocket.
Oh, Bob doesn't have the googly eyes? Missed opportunity! Missed opportunity! Why didn't you give Bob the googly eyes? Either way, this phenomenal play. This Ash single-handedly saved the match here for Oblivion. But we all returning here with map 4. We will see you on Havana here in just a few moments. All right, we are back, my friends. As you may have noticed, that scoreline has changed from a 2-0 to a 3-0 as Family Therapy has opted to forfeit map 4 here, considering they had already lost the match. I think, I think they're headed into some therapy after this match. What do you think?
I mean, maybe. Yeah. Bit of a stunning turn of events for us here. I don't like to see it personally as a fan of the game. You play it out.
Yeah, come on, man.
Come on, man.
Map points are still important. Map points are still important. Play it out, my friends. Play it out. Don't give up. Never give up.
So, unfortunate turn of events. So, I mean, going into it now, Oblivion up 2-0 now. They get the 3-0-1 win over Oblivion, and then Family Therapy drops to 1-1.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So Oblivion moving up to 2-0 in our standings. And that is going to bring us to the conclusion of our matchup here today. Big shout out and thank you to all of you for hanging out with us here. Really, really appreciate it. Ton of follows coming through during our production. Thank you so, so much. Means the world to us here, sincerely. Billy, pleasure's always casting you with you, my friend. Thank you for joining me here in the booth.
Yeah, it was fun to go across the pond. So everybody, love you guys. Wash your hands.
It was a great journey, and we hope to be bringing you some more fantastic EU action as the console Overwatch multi-tier tournament continues through this season. Like Billy was just saying, wash your hands. Let's get rid of this virus. Let's flatline this thing. And we will be back here later on this evening, 7 o'clock Eastern. We will be bringing you some more action. What do we got? Some T2 action here today, Billy? What was our...
You asked me that. Let me take a peek real quick.
No, it's all right. Check the calendar at the bottom of the stream. It's all laid out for you there. We've got so many matches going on. I get them backwards in my head, so I don't want to give you false information. Awesome.
T1.
Some T1 action. Excellent. Excellent. So we're bringing you some T1 action here at 7 o'clock Eastern. Hope to see you there. In the meantime, look out for each other, in game and out. Have a great evening, everybody.